For the good of the cause, the Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of providing an opportunity to the public to express themselves on school-related matters of concern to the residents of East Brunswick, to allow for a fair and orderly public comment period in accordance with Board Bylaw Number 0167. Individual comments are limited to 5 minutes. Members of the public are reminded that this is a public televised meeting of the Board of Education to protect the privacy of all students and staff. Concerns regarding individual students and staff members should generally be addressed by first meeting with the appropriate administrative staff. Is there anyone who would like to speak to the board? Seeing none, I close the public portion, and we'll get on with the action items in the agenda. May I have a motion for item A1, approval of minutes, February 18, 2016?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Shaw, seconded by Dr. Cohen. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any, all those opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Can I have a motion for item A2, regulations for first reading and adoption, deletion, or revision?
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Shaw, seconded by Dr. Cohen. Is there any discussion?
I have just a question. I thought perhaps we could explain to the public why we are deleting so many of our current job descriptions.
So Juliana, do you want to talk about the support
Certainly.
operations position?
So there's a position, Regulation 1400.104, Director of Support Operations. That position description is being deleted and will be replaced by Director of Facilities Management. Policy or Regulation 2141.6 is Senior Manager of Facilities, and that position will be eliminated as part of reorganization plan of the Department of Facilities Management. The remaining job descriptions that are listed are positions that have not been in place for many years and are no longer valid, so there's no reason to maintain them on record at this time.
So basically, what we're doing is trying to keep our eye on efficiency and to meet the needs as they currently are, as opposed to keeping jobs that nobody's been doing lately.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Chu?
Yes.
Dr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Lax?
Yes.
Mr. Philipchak?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw?
Yes?
Mrs. Becker?
Yes. Motion
carries.
carried. May I have a motion for item A3, policies for first reading and adoption, deletion, or revision?
So moved.
So
Second?
moved by Dr. Cohen, second by Mrs. Shaw. Is there any discussion? Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Chu?
Yes.
Dr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Lax?
Yes.
Mr. Philipchak?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw?
Yes.
Mrs. Becker?
Yes, motion carried.